Record in a second. All right. Uh, cool. So let me start with the lady on the panel, uh, Tunheen. Tuheen. Let me introduce her first. Um, Tuheen is an e-commerce business coach, and she's an entrepreneur. When she first became mom, she understood that it's a lot of hard work to feed babies. And therefore, she started working towards a company called Bugen, which basically offers breastfeeding products designed to ease the motherhood journey. She wants to make the motherhood journey beautiful and more interesting and more enjoyable and joyful. So she reinvented or invented the breast pump cushions, and which are designed to offer more comfortable solutions to traditional breast pumps. Her mission is to make mumming feel good. It's a new term for me.
Yeah.
Uh, they have successfully increased the revenue by 11 times in just 1 year. Congratulations for that, Tuhin. Welcome on board, and looking forward to hear from you in this webinar.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Let me jump to Andrew. Uh, Andrew is a guy in the digital marketing space, and he's a founder and CEO of a company called Vegacha. He has over 10 years of experience in entrepreneurship and e-commerce. He is a digital marketing and e-commerce expert, a Shopify addict, and an author. And he has developed a lot of software products for a lot of companies, and also he has helped many companies in digital marketing, business development, website solutions, and integrations. Thank you so much, Andrew, for coming over. He is from Miami. Thank you very much, Miami. Andrew, looking forward to hear your views today.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the introduction.
Yep, you're welcome. Over to Kapil. Kapil is the founder and CEO of a company called webbase.com. So Kapil and his team help you create amazing websites. They pull traffic on your website and also help you convert your visitors into your customers. And Kapil is a senior product architect, and he has over 13 years of experience in managing technology life cycles. Cupping is extremely talented man, and he is result oriented and great mix of technical smarts and business aptitude. Thank you so much. I'll keep this aside now, and I will now perhaps introduce myself. Guys, my name is Amit Kaushal, and I'm an engineer and a lawyer, and run this company called Enalito. We have a Shopify product, Shopify app, and we help Shopify customers for solving a lot of problems, ranging from customer segmentation to product segmentation to email marketing to SMS marketing around the globe. And we also do a business health check for e-commerce companies automatically. Once our app is installed onto an e-commerce website, the app will understand the behavior of website and will be giving you a business health score, and will help you fix your problem areas in the e-commerce business. And our Shopify app has been featured among the top apps, and it's a 5-star rated app. uh, we have been talking to a lot of people in the last 6 to 8 months. The idea of doing these webinars, guys, was to uh, learn from you guys, because you are doing fabulous in your fields and people can use your knowledge these days. A lot of your inputs that you perhaps can give to folks around, people can use it. Some businesses are suffering, some businesses are not suffering. People like you can definitely be mentors to a lot of companies, lot of founders, a lot of people in the e-commerce industry who are struggling, who are trying to make ends meet. So my first question is to Heen. Uh, Tuheen, how have been the last 10 months for you and for your business?
Yeah, so I feel thankful that I'm on the e-commerce side of business during this time. But I mean, the last 10 months has definitely been an adventure and a ride. It really has tested my business continuity plans, and in my production and supply chain is probably the most, I felt like was the most sensitive part of the business. So it really brought shed a light to that aspect of my business. I had to make sure that I wasn't as, it wouldn't be volatile and it wouldn't be susceptible to any big whatever is going on like in the world. But other than that, I think with all the extra people and attention that's online and the shift of consumer, consumer behavior to shopping online, that I really did make a point to just really pivot and focus on the customer experience and offering value to our customers. And I feel like the customers really appreciated that. And because of that, our company continues to grow this year. We double in revenue again. And we're hoping that it'll continue into 2021 as well.
Excellent. All the best. You mentioned about pivoting.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly did you pivot to?
Once COVID really hit in March, I started to think about different ways that we could, quote, make momming feel good. How could we support the mom community? Because in motherhood is already pretty lonely. And then when you add COVID and this pandemic, you're forced to be even more isolated. So I really honed into my community of women, and my business is really based in the community. So we wanted to find different creative ways to support our community throughout this time. And so it was less about trying to push and sell product. It was more about building our brand awareness and the value we could add in our community during this time. So I would say I took more of a community focus than let me just push harder on products. So in that pivot with the more support in the community, eventually the sales just followed. And I felt like if we did the right thing, which would add value to our customer base, that the money and the revenue would figure itself out.
That's an excellent tip. I think a lot of people in the world are just running after money and they tend to ignore what Tuhin just said. What she's saying, guys, this was also said. I mean, if you know about Tony Hsieh's, it's all about adding value to what you're doing. And that's exactly what Tuhin is saying. If you're obsessive about adding value to what you are doing, building community and looking at the big cause, the big picture, money, visitors, customers, everything just follow. They are byproducts of you doing good work. Excellent tip. I think that can be used in this rat race. I think we forget about looking at the big picture and we just look at the small things around. Fabulous tip. Thank you so much, Tuhin, for that.
Yeah.
Kapil, what's your experience? How is the business in the last 10 months?
Yeah, so a lot of our clients, a lot of new clients, smaller clients that have not taken their online web presence seriously are now starting to because of COVID. So we're also lucky to be on the e-commerce side of this economic engine. So I think that's been good. I think really the game plan for us has really been to help our customers understand. A lot of our clients are individuals that small mom and pop shops, small businesses that have been around for a while, but don't necessarily have the online experience, don't necessarily do social media, don't understand pay-per-click, don't know what conversion rates are, et cetera, et cetera. So to the point that actually Tuhin made, it's important that they understand that they just need to run a valuable business versus getting bogged down with the semantics of, I want to do SEO. How do I make my ad show up first? And how do I, get my content to be first? And these things, everybody just wants to be first on the web, right? So now what we're doing with these kind of new surge of clients who are attempting to get their first initial web presence online is trying to educate them to say, listen, this is your target market. It's local, it's around you. You have 20 years experience in this industry that you're in. Just continue to run a good business. getting that content, that experience out of them, engaging them and conversating with them and putting that content online for them, or helping them to see that, look, just keep creating content. You have the intelligence, you have the experience. So don't worry too much about the acronyms, the conversion rates. Let us handle all that. Let us chunk through the data. You just create content, be yourself, and the rest will come. Just continue to run a good business. The only difference here is that you're doing it online. And although you may think that it's so different than running your plumbing business on the ground, it's the same thing. You have to educate your customers. You just continue to do the same thing online, and you'll get there. So that's the battle that we're fighting right now, and trying to calm them down a little bit. So and get them keep doing what you're used to. So, and let us handle the data and the conversion rates and all that jazz. And you have to give it time. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, that's the gig. It's been fun.
Excellent, wonderful. So Kapil has seen a surge of people who are now wanting to come online. They have been doing their businesses offline. Guys, if you want to come online, you got to give it time. Do not be in a rush. People like Kapil can help you out with all the data and everything else. Keep your calm and keep doing it. That's the tip from Kapil. You cannot build an online business in a day or in a year's time. Perhaps it takes time. Businesses take time to build up. Thank you so much, Kapil, for that. Andrew, over to you. Tell us about your journey about last 10 months. You're on mute, Andrew.
Sorry. So I have kids here and everything, and it's crazy this COVID time. So I need to manage the microphone. So yeah, just like my friends there said, it's great that we've been in the e-commerce side of things. For us as an agency, it was pretty hard at the beginning, because every client we had, like huge percentage of our clients panicked with all this COVID and this unknown world that we were getting into. So basically, we work a lot with small to medium-sized businesses, and most of them were really scared about the future and the situation, and they decided just to stop the services. No more digital marketing, no more anything. They wanted to actually hold on to the cash, and they were scared, and they wanted to do everything themselves, rather than just giving it to someone else, and not knowing what the future will be like. So at the beginning, we lost like about 60% of our clients. And then the good thing about this is that eventually everything just started building up again. It has been obviously a very rough year for everyone. Not the health environment, and the work environment, the economic, everything. But like I said before, everything's just coming back to the beginning, or at least in a new way. But we're getting back there. And the good thing about that is that people became more aware of the importance of having a digital presence and having a digital business with all these issues. Clients that we had that only had a brick and mortar store, they just realized that they needed an e-commerce sooner or later. So most of the clientele we lost, we recover. But not only that, a lot of people that didn't have a digital presence, they just starting to reach out like crazy. I mean, they wanted to be present. They wanted social media. They wanted some SEO. They wanted some PPC. They wanted a great website, or a newer website, or just a revamp of their website, because they knew the importance of digital world these days. So after losing about 60% of our clients, we actually recovered most of them, and became bigger because of that digital trend that's coming. So it was a bad thing, but it was a great thing at the end, because we're now better, and with more knowledge, with with antennas everywhere. This is what happened. Let's avoid this in the future. So it was a great experience at the end.
Fabulous, fabulous. So yes, so in the beginning, Andrew said he lost about 60% of his business, but then he held on, and now things are better than before. The idea is to hold on and to observe and to keep a radar open, and uh, not give up, and keep fighting through. This too shall pass. With that philosophy, he went on, and he is now bigger than what he was before, and his company. Thank you so much for that, Andrew.
Yeah, thank you.
That's really good. Tuhin, what Shopify platform do you use?
I do use Shopify. If that's what you mean by platform, I actually wanted to touch point on what Andres just said about right when COVID hit, a lot of the clients like pulled back their ad spend and just kind of froze in their digital marketing. I would say I was probably one of them. At first I was like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I want to freeze everything or cut everything. It was actually my marketing agency I was working with that really helped us out and work on a payment plan, but then really helped us out. And then it was actually in my mind, I realized like, I can't let fear control me and my business. So during this time when I heard a lot of people were pulling their ad spend, I actually like doubled down, and I think I increased my ad spend by 3 or 4 times, more than I've ever spent ever. And I feel like in this time when it's like actually it's very scary, and if you just kind of trust yourself, your decisions, and what you built as a business, you can actually on the other side of that fear, it would be much more rewarding than just pulling back and holding and praying, So I figure if I'm going to go, I might as well go out on a big bang and just really go for it. So I actually tripled, maybe even quadrupled my total ad spend during this period. But yeah, I just wanted to touch point on that. I was one of those people that was also scared, but then I just kind of pulled myself together and decided to keep going.
Excellent. Yeah. Wonderful. So Tuhin, in the beginning was holding up to all the budgets and ad spend, and then gradually she tripled or more than that, she's spending on ad spend. So Tuhin, what's your ROAS?
My ROAS probably consistently between 3.5 to 6. So and my strategy for 2020 has been aggressive growth. Anytime I had a positive ROAS, and this is a ROAS is a blended rate between Google, Facebook, and my Amazon platform. I kind of look at it in totality because I feel like they're all one ecosystem you have to look at together. I always told my team, if we have a positive ROAS above 2, just go for it. Pedal to the metal, spend as much as we can because it's going to be positive in return. So this year's just been aggressively in growth mode. So I got out of that. I talked myself out of the fear. Sorry about that.
Yeah, wonderful. So, in your experience, why should somebody? Are you selling on Amazon? I'm guessing selling.
Yes.
Why should somebody not sell on Amazon?
Not sell on Amazon. Well, I think a company that may not have a strong supply chain as far as being able to source their products might find Amazon challenging. And maybe if they don't have the resources and having somebody manage the Amazon platform, because the Amazon platform itself is very big and cumbersome. I feel like there's always some kind of issue you have to deal with in Amazon. So if you're a one-man band, it could be challenging on top of managing your Facebook and your Google ad spend and all that. But I would say you'd have to be ready as far as in your supply chain, being able to source all the products. And another thing is making sure you have a pretty strong brand too, to fight off any potential copycats, which might eventually happen on a big platform like Amazon.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Andres, do you advise your clients to sell on Amazon?
It depends a lot on the client, the product, the size of the client, and different things. I mean, I used to work more with Amazon than I'm doing these days. It was easier 2, 3 years ago. It was easier. There was a lot less competition and a lot less regulations from Amazon because they had all this piracy come in and they started to actually taking a lot of measurements, a lot of regulations and everything. And it's now becoming, I mean, harder to actually sell on Amazon, right? Obviously because of the competition, but also about all the specifications, regulations. I mean, like Tuin said,
There's always
it
something wrong.
yeah. I mean, there's always a mistake. There's always a listing that's not going live. There's always something.
Mhm.
So I mean, you need to focus a lot on just fixing it all the time and everything, rather than just doing it on your own website or your own brand. And another thing I don't love about Amazon, I mean, I do love a lot of things about Amazon. If you obviously get that buy box and everything, well, you're gonna I mean, you're gonna make money, of course. But another thing that I don't love about Amazon is that, in my opinion, you're not doing brand. I mean, you're not creating brand. You just want more of a bunch of sellers there, but no one will actually remember your name or your logo or anything like that. So you might have great ratings, you might have great stars, and you might sell a lot, but at the end, if at the end of the I don't know, let's say you want to sell your business, you will have to be selling a a seller account on Amazon with great ratings and great numbers, but not a brand. I mean, no one will remember your logo, your brand, your slogan, your anything in most cases. And that doesn't happen if you build on a Shopify or another site somewhere else. You're building your whole brand. You're telling your story. You're being top of mind of people. So that's my honest opinion on Amazon. I've worked with them a lot, and my clients, like I said before, it would depend on the size and the product that they're selling. But otherwise, I will just not, or rather not sell on Amazon, or not recommend them to sell on Amazon if I don't tick all the boxes for them.
Okay. Thank you so much, Andres. That's a good tip.
Thank you.
Couple, you have been running web-based for how many years now? Or did,
It's been in total. It's been about 5 years now. We actually sold in between that, and we started again. We sold all our accounts. We started again, so there was a bit of a gap there. But yes, yeah, in total, about that much.
so how many e-commerce companies you're serving?
So we are at this time e-commerce companies, probably around 35, I think, 35
And
e-commerce companies.
they're primarily in the US?
They are primarily in the U.S. Yes, and my experience follows Andres. I mean, a lot of folks initially dropped off. A decent amount of those clients have come back. Some still haven't, but then we had this other surge of growth. So you get it went down, and that's the journey right now. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been interesting.
So, what do you advise people who are getting into e-commerce? Now, one of these advices was that hold on, and it's like an offline business. And your existing clients, how do you help them grow their business?
Yeah. So existing clients, we talk a lot more about content. We were doing SEO. We actually, number one, we stopped doing SEO. It's a service that's very difficult to pull off well across various different vertical markets and multiple clients. And the second aspect of it is, I think that if the business owner runs a good business, creates good content, that will automatically happen. So the first thing we tell them is, look, everyone's focused on the number one ranking. You know, that's the first question. How do I get ranked number one? So I'm like, look, let's get away from the whole number one ranking issue situation. Let's figure out who your target market is, what your persona is. So we help them kind of look at their past experience, build their online persona, figure out a content strategy, figure out who they're marketing to, whether a local business or they're a national business. You know, for product companies, we definitely recommend Shopify. The key reason being the Shop Pay button. I think that's quite advantageous for product companies who are selling a product. With Amazon, you've got, in addition to everything that Tuheen and Andres mentioned, you know, also the fees, right? With Shopify, there with Amazon, it can be a margin killer for a lot of companies. So you know, the Shop Pay button specifically that Shopify came out with, I think they're doing a good job of trying to help websites out, and they've got this strategy hopefully that will develop over the course of time here, so that it takes some of these advantages away from Amazon, and no matter where the consumer is, they've got their credit card information tokenized with Shopify, and they can, you know, buy something from Tuheen's site or buy something from Andres's site, you know, without too much complications, which is one of the big advantages of Amazon, in addition to the reviews and this and that. But I think Shopify slowly is creating this strategy. So for product companies, we definitely recommend that they go with Shopify, because there's a couple of built-in advantages there. So it's a combination of education and you know, and testing markets, following the data, and just helping them choose the right strategy initially when they're coming out of the space, you know, and helping them create the right content.
So Shopify clearly is a number one suggestion to all the people. What would be number two?
I would say WordPress. I love WordPress. I am a huge fan of open source. I'm a huge fan of being able to finagle WordPress to literally make, and the plugin ecosystem is enormous. It's deep. I would prefer to use WordPress, quite honestly, but Shopify has done a really good job of stratifying the e-commerce space and building the features that the e-commerce providers need, making it super simple for business owners, developers, everyone. Their ecosystem is quite strong. So, you know, I would say for product companies, e-commerce companies, Shopify is a safe bet. For blogging, WordPress is amazing, super deep plugin system. You can find great, amazing developers. So I would say number two, WordPress, the ecosystem. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much for those tips, Kapil. Those can definitely be used by a lot of people around. Coming back to Tuheen. So Tuheen, what aspects of your business do you personally focus on?
For me, my biggest job is growth. So I really look at our digital marketing strategy. That's part of the business that I really dive into. So I'm really into the different metrics and KPIs, figuring out what our strategy is. And with that digital marketing, that's like all encompassing. That would include the type of content that we create as well. And we do the full suite of marketing. We got email, social media, SMS, content marketing, partnership, all affiliates. We do everything. So try to be as omni-channel as we can. I think that's like the big learning also this year, is that with the presidential election and all these different things going on the Facebook side, where people like large companies pulled their ad spend, and then now I'm like competing against all of, you know, presidential election ad, those things, and my ROAS was like kind of going all over the place towards the end of this year, that I realized that being omni-channel and not just solely depending on Facebook was really important. So I am really focused on that growth. And then the second part of the business I really focus on is our customer experience, and really understanding what our customers are asking us, what are the feedback they're giving us, because I find it really important to have like a short feedback loop from them. So when they try our product, what works, what doesn't work, what do they need more help with, and then that we take that and we either produce more content to help them out, whether it's a YouTube video or a blog, Maybe it's more product development as far as like tweaking our product. So really understanding like our customers and what they really need so that we can always be in the forefront of their mind when it comes to like, I want a better mommy experience. Like, oh, this company Bojan always knows what I need. That's like, well, yeah, that's so those two aspects of our business I really focus in.
Fabulous. So you said you are a data person, you get into digital marketing, your KPIs and your customer experiences. So which KPIs are most important for your business, and how do you identify uh, that which KPI needs your attention?
Right. So as far as on the digital marketing side, the first number I always go to is our ROAS, our return on ad spend. And if I see that there is, so it's not so much the actual number I'm looking at, it's more of the trend. If I see it's consistently decreasing, then I can dive deeper and see what is actually happening. And then because I need to look at the whole business, it's hard for me to look at all the metrics at the same time. So I really use the ROAS trend as an indicator of whether I need to be looking deeper or if it's okay. And then our returning customer rate usually is an indicator of how our customer experience is doing. So, I mean, I would like to keep or to get our returning customer percentage like closer to 30%. So if I see, again, it's more looking at the trend of it. If I see it's decreasing, then I have to look deeper and see what is it that our customers are saying that we're not doing for them and see if we can get that percentage up. So I would say like for those two metrics, I really am not as focused on the actual number versus like the trend that it's going in. Yeah.
Wonderful. Excellent. All right. Coming to Andres, you so when you are developing websites or building businesses from scratch for e-commerce companies, what do you advise them?
It's a good question. I mean, we offer a full service based on where you at. I mean, if you're just the person with an idea, well, okay, let's sit down. Let's look for a brand, a logo, a slogan, story, colors, and everything. You know, we try because we offer those services. We try not to build a website without any of that. I mean, if you don't want to do this, we can't build a website, obviously, because you need everything. It's based on your story, your colors, your logo, and everything. Then we're gonna build your website based on that. So if you want to go on ahead and
I think we lost him. He will come back. Kapil, I'll move to you. Uh, so you are helping a lot of US clients. So apart from e-commerce companies and building websites for e-commerce companies and serving them, what else do you focus on business aspects wise, client wise?
Yeah, so we also focus on business flow. That's kind of by default. We've started helping our clients with that, helping them improve their process through software. A lot of our clients are new to the game in various different areas, new to technology in various different areas. So we help them improve their process flows by adopting either Google Apps or Office 365, also a CRM. In terms of being omni-channel, I think HubSpot is a great CRM and online marketing tool. So some of our clients who can afford it, it is expensive, mind you, but it's solid. A lot of our service enterprises, they can utilize HubSpot as a CRM for online marketing. SMS Zap is a great SMS marketing tool that we've integrated for a couple of our clients so that we can create automation around that. We're starting to, for some of our larger clients, we're really starting to focus in on utilizing HubSpot as our primary marketing automation tool to help get them to get them to be that kind of omni-channel enterprise. For some of our smaller clients, it's just focus on education, online marketing, but also, how can we get them to run a more efficient business, right? A lot of these folks are using Excel, using technology, but not in the sense that it should be used, right? So for our smaller clients, we want to get them up. We just want to get them doing things that they're not necessarily used to and show them how impactful that can be towards their business. But for our more educated clients, we're kind of a bit more advanced in that sense, and helping them go from online marketing to omni-channel marketing and things of that nature.
So you since your number one choice is Shopify, I'll ask you, which are your top favorite Shopify apps that you recommend to your client base?
Right. So I think analytics. Maybe it depends. It depends on the vertical market, really. You know what I mean? And different, whether it's a blog or if it's if it's an e-commerce site. So it kind of really depends on the vertical market. But yeah, I mean, it's there's a decent ecosystem on Shopify. Definitely a great ecosystem for product companies. So, tons to choose from.
Yes. Thank you so much, Kapil. Thank you very much. So, Tuhin, what Shopify apps do you use? Which are top ones which you love?
Man, we use so many. The one that I really do like is we use Bold, and that's a plugin for subscription business. And since we sell a product and repeat customers is one of those big important KPIs I have. So having the ability for our customers to buy into a monthly subscription is important to our strategy. So that's been really helpful. Yeah, and then I just know that whatever I want our store to do, that Shopify has a plugin for it. And I'll admit that I'm not as deeply versed in the different plugins because I'm not the one that handles the technicalities of our website. But I just know when I speak to our team and say, hey, can we do this on our website? It's like, oh, there's definitely an app that can do that for us. Different review apps, different pop-ups, like there's always something. And it really allows from a business owner being able to manage our business so much easier. So I just feel like the user experience and being able to see the important things we need to see, like how's our revenue, what's like our traffic like, just being able to see that in one platform, it makes managing the business a lot easier. So yeah, so that's why I really like Shopify too. So
Wonderful.
yeah.
Wonderful. So, Tuhin, you also mentioned that you are a e-commerce business coach.
Yes.
So, if you can throw some light on that aspect of you.
Yeah. So as I was, building Bojen and finding some success and getting some real traction, I've been approached by other entrepreneurs and asking like, how do you build a business? Like, how do I build an online business? And so because I was getting asked so frequently, I was like, well, you know what? I can start to coach and build the actual program on how to set up your online shop. And I always recommended Shopify because I work predominantly with entrepreneurs who sell physical products. So, so I build just like basics, like really understanding your customer avatar. Who are you serving? And what's your product? So where are your audience? So you need to understand your audience, so where to talk to them and how to talk to them. Are they more on YouTube? Are they on TikTok? Are they on Instagram? Being able to, if you're starting off, you're a one-man band, you only have so much bandwidth. You want to make sure that the time you're using it effectively and most efficiently. So helping young entrepreneurs and new entrepreneurs understand how to manage their time and their effort. So, like in my journey, I've made lots of mistakes, and I did everything in my business. So I can shortcut their learning by just telling them what to focus on first. So if you focus on, let's say, for example, your customer avatar and your ideal client, you really understand them, then you're going to save yourself so much time in the future like redoing your website and rebranding if you already know who you're talking to and how you're talking to them. So, I mean, the most fun thing is I really enjoy connecting with other entrepreneurs and learning about their business and then helping them, guide them and helping them see results quickly. So it's always fun to see people succeed.
Fabulous, wonderful. It's a great tip and great piece of great thinking as well. Tuhin, so for how long have you been running your business, Bujen?
Yeah, so Bojan has been in business for almost 6 years. Yeah,
Are,
and
are you guys,
I only started business coaching this year, and it kind of picked up through the pandemic when people realized that they need to really have a strong like digital presence and e-commerce presence. So I guess I've just been thankful and lucky that I'm on the right side of business.
wonderful, excellent. 6 years in business. Have you been funded?
Have I been funded?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's been bootstrapped since the beginning. And then with our increase in market share and revenue, just reinvesting in the business.
Where do you see your business in the next 5 years? You want to exit or you want to keep expanding? How do you see yourself?
I would love to keep expanding our product set and really expand the market that we're in. So right now we focus on the new breastfeeding mom, but being able to expand further, into the life cycle of the mom experience. And then eventually I believe if an exit were to come, we were lucky to have an exit that we'd partner with a larger multinational brand that has a much stronger distribution network. That would be ideal. Yeah.
Wonderful, excellent. So you have what's your customer base, if you can ask?
Sorry?
What's your customer base?
My customer base, what do you mean? Like the demographic?
Your like how many people come on your your email list or like contact list in the last 6 years, how many customers have been shopping from you?
Oh, we've had like tens of thousands, maybe over 50, 60,000, around that. I don't have the exact number, but it's around that, around 50, 60,000 helping women with their.
That's a huge number of women who are coming to your site for shopping now,
Yes.
and they come repeatedly to buy stuff from you. Do you think so? Somebody at your stage who has about 50,000 people coming on the website, should they be thinking of pivoting and starting a new product for the same customer set?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think product development is really challenging and it's very capital intensive too. So then as a business owner, I have to think, do I want to think about expanding my market with the current products that I have? Or am I going to do R&D and try to develop something new? And I think the answer is you got to kind of do both. And the split, I don't even know if there's like a set number on how you should split your time and your resources. So then you have to make sure that your current existing product set is generating enough cash flow to fund this product development, which may or may not work. So, and then I go back to really understanding your customers and your clients to see what they are really asking for, what they really want. Because sometimes they say they want something, but they actually mean something else. So you have to almost kind of mind read a little bit and really understand like what are they actually saying? And then can I think of a product that can address that? But maybe another thing I've realized that product that they need may not be something I need to invent. Like I need to create by myself. It could be a product that exists I can just bring into my shop. So, which I think I've kind of taken both approaches. Yeah.
Excellent. Wonderful. Thank you so much for those tips, Tuhin. Kapil, you have a lot of people coming on your board, and I'm sure you have been advising them on digital strategy, marketing, and everything else. How do you advise them? What do you advise them so that they can convert their customers into fans? So like customers come and go, clients stay a little longer, and fans love you. This transition from customers becoming your fans, what strategy, what advice do you give to your clients?
Yeah. So number one, we try to figure out what is going to be where do we want their fans to be fans, right? So for instance, a restaurant, that's going to be Yelp. For other businesses, it may be Google reviews. For other businesses, it may be Facebook or Facebook Marketplace. For law offices, it may be those lawyer specific websites, the ranker, and we want those fans to be fans there. So we first start out by figuring out where we want their fans to be fans. From there, we try to actually go through their current existing customer base and client base and figure out, who the top contenders are for fandom, right? And how we can engage them and get them involved in some way to be fans by creating content on our clients' behalf. Usually we've got a decent number of options in terms of creating some sort of content around those amazing customers, and there's always great stories from that's the thing that really surprises me, is that a lot of these businesses, these smaller businesses, they have amazing stories and customer experiences and just super personal experiences that just would be amazing online pieces of content. And so I try to just get that out from these business owners who, they've been in business 15, 20, 25, sometimes 30 years. It's a lifetime of experience. And so, trying to create stories and get those folks, get that information online and engage their fans and get them publishing content on those various nodes, if you will. And they're, most of the time they're happy to do it, right? So from there, things start rolling on, and we start creating a process flow for new customers or reviewers or whoever that fan is, to make it super easy and super simple for that ecosystem to flourish, right? Whether it's a drip campaign after a product purchase, or an SMS campaign, drip campaign, part of that after a product purchase, or something of that nature, depending on the conversion strategy of the particular client. Just making that, allowing them to be a fan in the easiest possible way. Don't make the process arduous. Keep it super simple. Give them if they're using Facebook, if that's their preferred method for communicating to the world or being social, then we need to be there. If email is their preferred method, then we need to be there. So allowing the fan to communicate by any means that they see fit, and not dictating a specific process, making it super easy for them. We find that the easier you make it for the fan to create, to provide their feedback, they will provide honest and good feedback.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful, Kapil. Thank you so much for that. So what Kapil is saying, that it's very important to understand the customers. It's very important to understand their stories, where do they come from, their experiences, and sharing those experiences and stories in a meaningful way, which will connect the e-commerce merchant to their sellers. The connection is very important. You have to look, and this is also was earlier being said by Tuhin, in which she was saying that look at the bigger picture of connecting with your customers and making stories and making bonds, rather than just thinking about money and revenues and numbers. I think that connection is very important. Since we have been talking to a lot of e-commerce founders in the last 6 months or so. If we was talking to somebody in New York who was selling. I think some tops, some lady was selling tops, and she would also give a handwritten letter to the guy or other lady who's buying these tops, and she would suggest this top will look good with this jeans or this trouser or this outfit. See, they will go to their profiles and would make personal recommendation in a hand card to connect with those customers, and so these customers will become fans and will keep on coming back to you because you're personally connecting with your customers. So I know this takes time, but it brings your customers back on your store. Uh, Guys, thank you so much. Before we wrap up, one last question to Tuhin. Tuhin, what would be one advice you would give to people who want to start e-commerce business now?
The one advice I would give to people who want to start is to just do it. Don't get in your own way. Don't overthink. Don't be scared. Just try, because you never know when you push yourself outside of your comfort zone, what amazing thing you can come up with and what can happen. So I would say I would highly encourage just to do it and jump in and do it.
Wonderful, excellent. So that's absolutely correct. I think a lot of people who have been in their jobs in the comfort zone, they are their roadblocks. Their mind is their roadblock. They are the biggest hurdle in their way. So you have to move yourself out of the equation to become an entrepreneur and to live this life of an entrepreneur. That's a fabulous piece of advice. Just do it, guys. Everything is figure outable. That's
Everything's figure outable. Yes.
so just go it, do it, and give your best and identify your niche. Learn to add value in what you do. Be a giver. Connect with your people. Connect with your customers. Think of bigger pictures, bigger picture rather than thinking of small numbers and revenue and all of that. Think of how you can add value and be obsessive about adding value to what you do. In whatever you do, do not think that what business will run, what will not run. If you are giving your 100% with passion, you identify your niche, and you are obsessive about adding value to what you do, your business will thrive. Those are learnings that we have received from our fabulous panel today. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you very much. It was fabulous talking to you. We are recording this video and we're going to be cutting this down into about 10-15 pieces of 3 minutes, 2 minutes each. We are calling the video snippets. So we will be sending out the snippets to you as well, and we'll be tagging you on social media. I will connect with both of you and Andres as well. And in the snippets, we'll tag you, and you can use it for marketing purposes. Thank you so much again. It was fabulous to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care, guys. Good
Have a
luck.
good one.
Yep, you too. Bye.